My parents started living in my house, and when my older sister also moved in, she asked for the master bedroom and half of the house's personal space. I kicked them all out, so I'm 26 meters, living with my parents in a house I pay for in full. It sounds pretty basic, but it's way more complicated than that. Let me start from the beginning. I bought a house in the city last year. I cover the entire mortgage, pay for all the bills, groceries, you name it. My parents, Liz, 52F, and Tom, 55 meters, both retired teachers, don't pay a dime. It wasn't a move back home because I couldn't afford rent situation either. In fact, I make good money as a software engineer, and I wanted to be closer to job opportunities in the city. Plus, I thought it would be nice to help them out after they spent years supporting me. It's a nice 3-bedroom house, nothing extravagant, but cozy with a backyard and a spacious living room. Since I pay for everything, I claim the master bedroom. It has a walk-in closet and its own bathroom, which is clutch because I hate sharing a bathroom with anyone. The second bedroom is my home office. I work from home about 80% of the time, so I set it up with dual monitors, a comfy chair, and everything I need. The third bedroom was left as a guest room for when family visited. At first, everything was great. My parents were happy to be in the city and did their own thing while I worked and took care of the house. I didn't mind footing the bills because, hey, they're my parents, and it felt good to be able to support them after all they'd done for me. But then things changed. One morning, over breakfast, my mom dropped a casual bombshell. She mentioned that my older sister, Jessica, 28F, and her husband, Eric, 26 meters, were thinking of moving to the city. Eric's wife is pregnant, and apparently, they've been struggling. She said they could really use the help. I didn't think much of it at first. Jessica and Eric have always jumped from one bad situation to another, but I assumed if they moved, they'd get a small apartment nearby. That's when things took a turn I wasn't prepared for. A few days later, my mom sat me down with her best innocent tone and told me they had invited Jessica and Eric to come stay with us just for a little while until they got back on their feet. Now, they didn't ask if I was okay with this. Oh, no. They told me after they'd already invited them. I was still processing the whole thing when Jessica and Eric showed up with bags in hand, clearly planning to stay for the long haul. Here's the deal. Jessica and Eric moved in, and right off the bat, it was clear they had no plans to leave anytime soon. I'm already stressed, thinking about the extra expenses I'm going to incur. I'm paying for everything. Groceries, utilities, the mortgage, everything. And now, I've got 2 more people to support with no one asking how I feel about it. I love my sister, but Jessica is, well, not the most responsible person. She always finds herself in messy situations, and everyone else ends up bailing her out. Eric is nice enough, but he has this entitled attitude that rubs me the wrong way. Like because she's pregnant, the world should cater to her. The tension started building almost immediately. A few days after they moved in, Eric started making these little comments. You know, the kind that seem harmless but are actually annoying as hell. Stuff like, this place is so big. It must be hard for you to clean it all by yourself, or we're going to need a lot of space for the baby stuff when it gets here. I didn't think too much of it at first, but then one evening, things escalated. Jessica and Eric pulled me aside and said they wanted to talk.
Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more.